Honorable Men Discord. Let's talk Michael Jordan's win at Daytona 500. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So let's get straight to it. I want to talk about this Daytona 500 victory for Michael Jordan. And yes, of course, I'll go into the controversial video that appeared. First and foremost, Michael Jordan has been in NASCAR since 2020. He started a brand called 23XI along with a NASCAR driver. And just to cover some things, I just want to say this driver's name. I didn't want to incorrectly say his name. His name is Denny Hamlin. All right. The significance of 23XI is 23 is a nod to Michael Jordan's name when he played in the NBA. And then the XI, which is Roman numeral number 11, is the number of Denny Hamlin, who's still a NASCAR driver. So the two of them came together and partnered up, and they made the team 23XI, which recently won the Daytona 500 with driver Reddick driving car number 45, Camry number 45. Now, I want to get into this because I grew up watching Michael Jordan play. I was a fan of his game when he played with the Chicago Bulls, and I still watched him even when he came back and played with the Washington Wizards. But he's been at it with NASCAR, which, for as long as I know, I never really saw any faces that resembled mine in NASCAR. But with that being said, in 6 years' time, he came out with a victory, a major victory. And to be honest with you, when I saw the highlight of this race, I thought the last stretch was a phenomenal stretch. There were so many cars that wiped out, and for Reddick to come through clean, I thought it looked like a good race. And I don't normally watch NASCAR, but just off of the highlight, off of what I'm about to show you, I said to myself, I'm going to start taking some looks at NASCAR and seeing what it's about, because it looked like a phenomenal race. First of all, I love cars. I love driving fast. And seeing how this last lap played out, I said, yeah, this looked like it was a good race. So let's get into that, and we'll talk about some other things in a sec.
Lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. This is the one you want to lead. If the caution comes out, it's over. Hocevar in the wall, turned around in front of the field. Around goes Jones. Ricky Stenhouse to the front. Elliott around the outside. Still green. Reddick on the bottom. Reddick, Elliott. The help's on the outside. Here comes Chase Elliott. Can it be?
Yes,
Chase Elliott.
Stuck in the middle with no help.
Zane Smith with him. On the bottom is Tyler Reddick. They come up single file. Zane Smith's going to have one shot at Chase Elliott, NASCAR champion, most popular driver, trying for the win, and Reddick to the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes Herbst, and Tyler Reddick comes to the line.
Wow.
A shower of sparks behind him. Unbelievable.
One thing that I noticed is that whoever was driving that Napa car, let me go back to that. Whoever was driving the Napa car had an opportunity to try to box him out, and they didn't take advantage
One lap
of
to
it.
go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. This is the one you want to lead. If the caution comes out, it's over. Hocevar in the wall, turned to field. Around goes Jones. Ricky Stenhouse to the front. Elliott around the outside. Still green. Reddick on the bottom. Reddick, Elliott. The help's on the outside. Here comes Chase Elliott. Can it be?
Yes,
Chase Elliott.
Stuck in the middle with no help.
Okay, it's number
Zane
9.
Smith with him. On the bottom is Tyler Reddick. They come up single file. Zane Smith's going to have one shot at Chase Elliott, NASCAR champion, most popular driver, trying for the win, and Reddick to the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes
right, so I kept playing it back because I just wanted to be sure about which car I was talking about. So it was number 9. It was Elliott. I feel like he didn't do a good enough job boxing out Reddick, which was good for Reddick because Reddick was able to go around him. But it looked like it was a phenomenal race. Congratulations to Jordan's team. But yes, I do have to speak on the video that was trending. I did not post the video because I didn't want to watch the video again, to be honest with you. When I first saw the video, my immediate reaction was I thought it was disturbing. I was like, at first I thought it was AI, and I was hoping it was AI, but most videos that I come across that are AI, they usually have like a box to the bottom left, particularly on TikTok. They usually have a box to the bottom left that will say AI generated. And I did not see that box, and I was like, please don't let this be something that's real. I thought someone was just, goofing around and using AI to make it look like Michael was doing something inappropriate. But then when I looked into it, it was a true event. It was a true event. And then, of course, you had those that came out in the comment section, and they were saying, oh, you guys need to chill out. There was ice underneath the kid's t-shirt. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this because, I want to believe that Michael Jordan knows, especially in a moment like that, there's nothing but cameras on you. So I'm not going to sit here and say he's guilty of doing something inappropriate intentionally, because this wasn't some type of video footage from some private party, after party, celebratory party for the Daytona 500 victory. And because it was out in the open, literally out in the open, I'm gonna not say this was intentional. Did I like what I saw? I didn't like what I saw. I was confused by what I saw. But again, there were a lot of people that came out to defend him by saying that there was ice underneath the shirt. I remember I read something in one of the comment sections. They said he was just trying to break up the ice, but yet I didn't see any ice drop. Now, it was from somewhat of a distance, so I'm not going to sit here as though I'm a professional investigator of video footage, particularly that particular video footage. So did ice drop? I don't know. But they said the kid's back was wet prior to Michael Jordan standing in that position that we saw. And his t-shirt was wet. The kid's t-shirt was wet. But in any event, because of all of the outrage and questions about that video, Stephen A. Smith went and interviewed Reddick about his son, because that was Reddick's son, the driver who won Daytona 500. That was his son. And Stephen A. Smith interviewed Reddick and asked him what Reddick had to say about all the controversy behind Michael Jordan in that moment. So this is what he had to say.
Is there anything that you'd like to say about the media backlash involving Michael Jordan celebrating with your family?
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I've gotten to know Michael and his family very well over the years I've been here with 2311, and I don't see what other people see when it comes to this. For me, it's a huge moment. This is the biggest moment of my career. It's a huge moment for my family and for his family, and I just, I put that off to the side and just think about how think about the look on Yvette's face, and the whole family and his whole group when they got to Victory Lane 2, and just how happy and everybody was celebrating together. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
So let me ask you all that's watching this episode. Is his reply to Stephen A. Smith a disappointment, or is it understandable? Winning Daytona 500 is similar to winning a Super Bowl. It's not an easy task, and it's not guaranteed that, the following year you're going to win again. It's one of those things that once you make it there, winning is one of those things you have to really soak in, because the chances of winning again is not easy. It's very, very competitive. Okay? And I understand his emotions about the moment, and it's unfortunately being tainted by the event that took place. Now, with that being said, he didn't want to, you could tell he didn't really want to spend too much time speaking on the actions of Michael Jordan, but at the same time, it's his son. And he's in a very awkward position. Now, for some of you, you might say, man, to hell with that. His son comes before everything. But just keep in mind, he didn't cheat to get his victory. He won fairly. But then now you're being asked about your boss, which is Michael Jordan, the owner of that team. Now, granted, yes, your son is the most important thing in your life outside of your spouse, and those things should come before Michael Jordan. But it's a very awkward thing I can only assume it's an awkward thing as a NASCAR driver to, on one hand, be celebrating victory, on another hand, you're answering questions about your boss. And it's one of those things where, like, if I answer something that sounds as though I think my boss is guilty, that's the end of my career. So it's like victory and cancellation all in the same breath. It's like you win, but if you say the wrong thing, even if you felt it was after seeing the video, or if he was there and he noticed it, even if it felt awkward, it's one of those things where it's like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And by no means am I saying that if Michael Jordan was in fact guilty of what people assume he did, I'm not saying that just for a career, Reddick should just ignore it. But what I am saying is it's a shame for him that he can't even enjoy his victory, because this is going to forever be tied to his victory. It's going to be, make no mistake, it's going to be forever tied to his victory, because unfortunately for him, Michael Jordan is so nationally and internationally known that something like this will forever be remembered. Again, because winning Daytona 500 is not an easy feat. So every time they bring up Reddick and the team that he won for, they're going to say, oh yeah, I remember that. Trust me, 10 years from now, we'll still remember this. Why? Because again, this is Michael Jordan's first victory at Daytona 500. He's been doing this since 2020, so we're 6 years in. And this is his first victory, and this is how his first victory is tainted. Even for Michael Jordan, if Michael Jordan, in fact, was grabbing at ice on the young child's back, Michael Jordan himself also, his victory is tainted. It's just an awkward and embarrassing event to have to deal with after having a victory of that magnitude. But to be honest with you, rightfully so. It's a very odd thing to watch. It's like, how could you just brush it off? I understand why he's answering the way he's answering. He's in a tough position. But I would think it's unfair to expect the public to just brush it off. We saw, and we all have mixed emotions. No one's reaction to this is wrong, because we all have eyes, and it's very odd to watch. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'd like to hear what many of you feel about the video. Again, I'm not here to say if Michael Jordan's guilty of doing anything or not. I just know that at first glance when I saw it, I felt it was odd to watch. And it was odd enough to the point where I didn't repost it for this episode. We all saw the video. I'm a few days out from this event, making this episode. So I'm pretty sure most of you that's watching this episode saw that video. And I'm sure that you felt the same way, that it was odd. If you didn't think it was odd at first glance, I'd like to hear from you in the comment section. Tell me what your immediate reaction was to it. And maybe it's one of those situations where you know, maybe I saw it wrong, you know, but I just thought it was odd. I just thought it was odd. But like many have said after seeing this interview with Stephen A. Smith, if the father is saying he's just enjoying the moment and he's not, he doesn't really have anything further to speak on, who are we to speak on it? That's his son. That's his son. I mean, we could feel however we want to feel about it, but at the end of the day, that's that young boy's father. And that's his father. And who are we? Who are we to have something to say about it? You know? Who are we to have anything to say further about it? I don't know. Listen, what's your thoughts on it? That's my thoughts. Again, congratulations to Michael Jordan and the team. Congratulations to Reddick on that victory. Despite the post celebration event that took place, I may make time to look into other NASCAR races in the near future, just because I enjoyed watching that last lap. But that's my take on this. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and it's always stay honorable.